Hello guys, today we will draw the texture for our character. I always work with the pen and select some parts of the body so that later it would be more convenient for me to paint them. As for the colors, they can be changed at any time. All this is also done in the editing mode in any 2D editor. I don't know which one you use, I use Photoshop. After we have painted the texture, save this and open our file in Blender. Now we look. As you can see, our character looks pretty good, but I don't really like these pale colors. Nothing wrong with that. As my grandfather said, I'm your grandfather. Now go back to the 2D editor and change the colors with the tool. I don't know which editor you are working in, but I'm working on this. I think in your editor you can also change the colors one way or another. After we have defined the color, paint over the remaining elements and start drawing shadows, pimples and so on. As you can see, our texture that we painted in Blender was very useful to us, and now with its help we can draw eyeballs, hair, lips and so on. I usually draw hair with the pen tool and then follow these steps. Watch my hands, abracadabra and done. Be bold when painting shadows. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. If you are afraid, then you will be afraid. Well, you know what I mean. At the beginning, I advise you not to get upset if something does not work out for you. As you can see from my videos, every week on weekends something does not work for me. But I'm not upset. Not a bit. It was a joke. Notice that I draw a hard shadow first and each time on a new layer. And only then I blur this texture. Now we paint the eye. It will be a normal blue eye. Save the texture and see our result. And what do we see? Right, normal blue eye. And don't say I didn't warn you. Duplicate our palette. Notice the normal color in the middle, light on the right and dark on the left. When painting certain parts, I always focus on 3 shades. Now we make a cut. In my case, it's bevel and emboss. Add seams from threads or thread from seams, as you like. Until you decide what you like best, a small odd insert. Darn, I forgot, I don't have a million subscribers yet. Advertising is cancelled. So let's continue. When coloring the elements of the texture, do not be afraid to experiment. That is especially true for parts such as shoes, pants. Add dirt, stains, scratches. Now we draw laces and patch. Let's see what we did. So beautiful. No. And again, we duplicate the palette and paint it in the colors we need. There are no restrictions on the number of colors in the palette, although in fact there are. About 6 million. Well, I think that's enough for you. I usually have enough. Often parts of the mesh have blank parts. In these parts we can draw various patterns. It can be geometric shapes, lines, wherever. The main thing is that these parts are not empty. Also, in addition to patterns, you can draw folds of clothes. By the way, last time I forgot to draw the muscles on the shirt. We will fix it now. Scuffs in the fold of clothes are also a good way to fill in the empty space. Note that when painting around the edges of the seams, I don't change the brush diameter, and I place the brush strictly in the middle of the outer seams of the UV grid. When coloring hair, it's enough to draw a few curls. You don't need to draw every hair. This is not a AAA object, I think you already figured out. Hair, hat, mask, any object on the head can have a different color. It focuses on the character's head. We could focus on the eyes, but they are normal and blue. So another time. After working on the texture, I create a layer with a dark gray color and change the blending type. I also add some brightness to the character's hair. At the end, I can change the colors of some elements to make the character look better. Whoa, I completely forgot. You can add small abrasions on the boots. Something like small abrasions. And at the end of the lesson, tip of the day. Never give up because I don't remember the continuation of this phrase, but there is something about success, or about love, or about successful love. Well, it doesn't matter. See you next time.